Welcome to another episode of the Thumb Strong Podcast. Today is Real Talk. We're going to be asking a series of questions to each other and getting our personal take and opinions on health and fitness and lifestyle related topics. So we've got topics around fitness, nutrition, lifestyle. We're going to run through the questions. I want each of you guys just to give a quick opinion and answer on it, and it'll hopefully help the audience learn a little bit more, not only about us, but about health and fitness and lifestyle. Hopefully they can have some takeaways that they might be able to apply. So first things first, make sure you like and subscribe if you haven't already on our YouTube when we post it, and like the Facebook Live too. Actually, something I wanted to start with is we've never really done this, and I guess it's only 193 episodes, but we've never really done like an intro. So if you want to just do like a brief, who you are, how long you've been a coach, how long, how you got into fitness type thing. We probably have, but I don't know if DeLauren has. I
did when I first came on.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick intro, starting with Caitlin.
Okay, I'm Caitlin, and I've been here for 4 years. Is that all you want?
Sure. Great intro.
Yeah. I'm DeLauren. I've been here for just about 2 years now. So I think I started in April.
Yep. 2 years this month. Congrats.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. But I've been working out here for probably like eight or 9.
Yeah. How about how long have you been working out? When you start your fitness journey?
Oh, jeepers. Probably 7 years.
Okay. 7 years.
8 or 9.
8-9 years.
Yeah.
I'm Bethany. We all have a little name tag on today.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've been here for over 4 years. I think. Should be. And then I've been working out for over 8 years now.
Okay, cool. I'm Taylor. I've been
He's pretty new here.
I started here as a intern personal trainer in January of 2016, so a little over 9 years ago. Owned it since August of 17, which is coming up on 8 years. And I started working out 15 years ago.
Wow.
Half of my life now I've been working out consistently.
That's impressive.
So, yeah, that's exciting actually. All right.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I just realized it is half your life.
Yeah, half my life. So this is a great first question for this because I already know my answer. I'm going to go last though. So first question is, what is the number one piece of fitness advice you would give somebody or new client? Let's go first.
I'll go.
Okay, DeLauren?
Consistency is the most important. Did I steal yours?
I was going to say the same thing.
Consistency. Consistency over intensity. Like, consistency is the most important piece of finding long-term success.
Mine kind of goes with that, but starting small. So don't feel like you have to work out 6 days a week.
Yeah.
Start with 3, 2, and kind of build so that you don't burn out.
And that leads to more consistency, so that's great.
Right.
Yeah. Bethany?
Yeah, I mean, my number one piece is consistency as well. But another one I would give is don't major in the minors. So people like to get caught up on super specific, like, should I eat this carb, or should I have this protein powder, or should I do this diet or this? And it's like basically like the basics of getting in protein, improving your diet quality, getting in some workouts like 2-3 days a week. Like, this is basics. Like, just if you do the basics, that gets you 90% of the way there probably.
That's a very good point. And actually, I was going to say consistency is key.
Yeah.
Like we just said, I've been working out for 15 years, half of my life, and I just never stopped.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I've been able to get the results that I've gotten. But
Can never fail if you don't quit.
yeah, can't fail if you don't quit. So, and with that, I will add, keep it simple. Kind of like what you were saying and what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
It's don't focus on whatever crazy trends are going on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't focus on trying to be 100% perfect or working out 6 days a week or following a nutrition plan 110%. It's just do the basics and do it regularly and never stop. Make it non-negotiable. It's just get your strength training in 2, 3, 4 days a week, move your body every day, eat majority whole foods at least 60% of the time, and you are gonna get results if you stick with it long enough. So yeah, that would be answer to number 1. Number 2, what's number 2, Bethany?
What's a fitness myth that drives you crazy?
You want me to go
Fitness
first?
myth? Yeah, go ahead.
I guess I would consider it a myth, like that we were talking about earlier. You can outwork a bad diet. It's like coming to the gym, and I guess it's not like put out there as like a piece of advice or information. It's more just something that people do on a regular basis.
Well, like people think, oh, I've got to do 2 hours of cardio to like burn all this
Yeah.
fat.
Yeah, because I ate
yeah.
whatever.
So
Yeah. No, that's a good one. I mean, my brain is all around pregnancy right now because that's the phase of life that I'm in. But, gosh, I still hear like myths about you can't lift over 20 pounds when you're pregnant, or you just simply can't work out while you're pregnant, and those are both invalid, not true. So those drive me nuts.
Man,
There's a lot of them.
I know.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say you lift light weights for a lot of reps to tone your muscles. Like that's just it's such a myth. There's no way you can tone a muscle. You can strengthen it, you can develop it or grow it, but you can't like turn fat into muscle or anything like that. Like the only time like tone is just more of a look. It's more of
tone is body composition.
right. Yeah, tone is just how you describe somebody looks toned. There's no way you can tone something.
Yeah.
Right.
And so that does drive me crazy.
Yeah. Mine's similar to yours. Is lifting heavy weights makes you big and
I
bulky.
was gonna say that's
So kind of ties in with that. Especially with ladies, they're doing exactly what you just said. They want to be toned, not big and
So they don't want
bulky.
to lift heavy.
So they want to lift light weights, lots of reps,
Yeah.
thinking that that's what's going to make them toned. Whereas if you want to have a toned, lean look, you've got to build the muscle up. So in lifting heavy weights, you're not just going to get huge and bulky. Like,
I wish it was that easy.
yeah, like I've been
Yeah.
lifting for 15 years, and I have been able to break 200 pounds 3 times in my whole life. This is as big as I can freaking get, and I've got 10 times the testosterone as the average female. So, and testosterone is what creates that size and the girthness, of the muscle.
The excessive size.
Yeah. So it's hard enough for us to do,
Let
alone a female. There are rare cases where some females do put on like a lot of muscle, but it's very, very low percentage, I would say.
Mhm.
I mean, you've been lifting for 7, 8 years,
8
you said.
years.
You've been
Over 8
lifting for
years.
7 years. We lift really heavy all the time. You guys are lean and strong, but I wouldn't say you're big and bulky, right?
Yeah.
No. People probably couldn't guess what we weighed
Oh no.
if they just looked at us.
No.
It's always 30 pounds off or something
yeah.
like that. It's crazy.
So that would be definitely.
There was another one that I thought of too, real quick.
Okay.
When people come in and they try to target fat loss in certain areas, that
is probably the number one. Right?
Because I see that all the time. Yeah, so they want to lose belly fat,
So they do
just
abs.
do a ton of abs.
Yeah.
They come
And
in
it's
for
a very hard concept to understand because I think the world and social media really promotes do these ab exercises to
definitely.
lose your belly fat.
Yeah.
And it's just not how it works.
So in
the way I was explained to it in college was, I think it was in college anyways, was they referred to a pool, and you lose fat, like water drains out of a pool. You can't take the water from one part of the pool and just drain that, right? It all comes
it
out
all
slowly.
comes out.
And it might come off of different people in different areas faster or slower. You know, some people kind of do hold on to fat in certain areas a little bit more, especially male and female. Big differences in that, but even between females. You might hold fat in a different area than I do.
Yeah.
Vice
It's very
versa.
genetic.
Yeah, so when people say, what you're really doing is you're building the size of the abdominal muscle, so it's more likely to protrude, but you're not actually burning the fat off the stomach. You have to do that in the kitchen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nutrition.
that's the
Nutrition.
You can't
So-
like shake it off with those
Yeah.
belts either.
Yeah.
If it was that easy, then everybody would
Be
be
pretty lean.
in shape. Yeah.
But all right, next one. This one's a good one. If someone has only 20 minutes, what's the best way to work out, or what would be your recommendation?
I say supersets. Like do a upper body push movement and then a pull, superset that, and like go back and forth. And you can do like a leg superset or a lower body and an upper body superset. But I would just superset everything, minimal rest, so you actually get some cardio with it too. You can get a lot of volume in, a lot of workouts and exercise in just 20 minutes if you're efficient and you're going at it.
Yep. And just in case you don't know what a superset is, superset would be where you do 2 movements back to back before you take a little bit of rest. So you're basically getting double the amount of work done in a similar amount of time.
With opposing muscle groups.
Yes.
Usually,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Most of the time. I was gonna say that, or circuit, like having a 3 or 4 different exercises and setting a timer for like 30 seconds of work and 20 seconds of rest, and then going through that circuit of 3 or 4 exercises a few times, and then maybe switch it up and do a different circuit.
Yeah, I was gonna say circuit because even if you pick 5 exercises that you go through or whatever, you can hit every muscle group. You can even get a core exercise in there.
Yeah.
You can hit everything really quickly and get your heart rate up.
And it's a timed work and rest, so
Yeah,
there's like
so it's a little
structure
bit-
to it.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
if you're on a time limit, it'll
Yeah.
get you out when you need to get out.
Yeah, and it's a different challenge versus doing something for 10 or 15
Yeah.
reps. So,
Yeah. Yep. I was also going to say high intensity interval
Yeah.
training. So kind of like what you
Yeah,
did this
today.
morning for the active recovery. So it's 30 seconds on, 25 seconds off. You got 4 different movements. You could pick a leg, an upper body, a core, and a cardio. So you kind of hit everything. You cycle through it 4 or 5 times. I think that workout was 14 minutes. You did 4
Yeah.
rounds
Yeah.
of 30
It's
on,
quick.
25 off.
And I was
So
feeling it at the end.
Yeah.
So
you could do
Pretty good.
5 movements for 4 rounds, 4
Mhm.
movements for 5 rounds, and still be done in less than 20 minutes. And the nice thing with that is you can do body weight, you could do dumbbell, kettlebell, barbell, like any movement you want, you could pick. So you can do it at home, in the gym, on vacation. All you need is a timer in your body. So,
Yeah.
good stuff. Number 4.
What's a fitness trend that you think is overrated or underrated?
we were just talking about this.
Underrated for me was kettlebells. Like that's a big trend right now, doing like functional, kettlebell training, different planes of motion. I think that's underrated. Which, well, it's starting to get some more hype now, though.
Yeah. Overrated, I personally think are just the machines in the regular gym. I do think they are beneficial at certain points, especially for people who maybe are a little bit older and need to sit down to do an exercise. But that's kind of the part I don't like about machines is when you're sitting, you're not using any of your core or anything like that. You're just doing a certain muscle group that's isolated. And I feel like you can pretty much do any exercise you do on a machine, most exercises, with like dumbbells or something else. Kettlebells. I do think I don't hate on them, but I think some people think they have to be in a gym to get a good workout in with
Right.
machines, and I would argue that because we like rarely use the machines.
Yep.
I like the leg extensions. I like that one for just like a good quad, but.
Well, you said it. It's isolating certain
Right.
muscle groups, which is great if you're
Yes.
trying to do that.
Yes.
For Gen Pop, like it's very important that you, 1, build a strong core, but 2, you're working in multiple planes of motion,
Mhm.
more functional
Functional,
movements.
yeah.
And so doing all machines, you are losing that aspect of, it's going to be a lot less functional. Usually it's just one movement plane, and you're not isolating the core or building the core as much as you would otherwise. So, what's yours?
Question. I have to think of a fitness trend, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna say just like certain supplements are super overrated.
I would agree
Like
with that.
colostrum Have you seen that trend going around?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I see these people advertising it and stuff like that, and it's just colostrum's something that you don't need. Like naturally, it goes like the mother only produces it for what, like a day or two, essentially, and
Yeah,
then
first
it's
2 days.
transition. Yeah, and then it changes, and that's because like you just need it for that point in your life.
Right.
Like you don't need it as an adult human or even as like a kid.
It's a huge trend right now.
I know it is
It's
really huge. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Underrated sourdough bread.
Yes.
So many probiotics.
Underrated sourdough is so
No,
underrated, and it's way easier than it
so
sounds.
good for your gut.
Yes,
Yeah.
better glycemic load, everything like that. Great prebiotics, probiotics.
We had to bring it up at some point.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was good. I don't know if that's a fitness trend, but it's a
It's a
nutrition trend.
trend.
complete
It's a trend.
subculture at this point.
I know.
Mhm.
There's face
Yeah.
I
makers.
refuse to conform to
real.
the sourdough subculture.
Yeah,
What about you?
man, there's so many different things
There's
we
so
could get
many.
into, but we were just talking about this earlier. One that is a pet peeve of mine is like stair steppers and
Yeah.
stuff like that, because like a lot of people from the city that they're like, you guys have a stair stepper for cardio.
Yeah.
It's like it's an overrated piece of machine in my opinion. You could literally do box step ups
Yeah.
repeatedly for 20 minutes,
And that
get
would be
probably
harder
a better benefit.
because
You're
it's
stepping
not
down
moving with
eccentric.
you.
There's actually more benefit to an eccentric, like a stepping down the stairs is actually harder than the concentric part of it. It's more beneficial
Yeah.
for you, the eccentric part of a step up. So that is one machine that I think is overrated. Not to say it's not beneficial. It's just
No,
you don't
you
need
don't
a
need
$4,000 piece of machine to do step ups on. Like,
It's just a luxury.
it's a
piece.
luxury piece, and that kind of ties to what you were saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of specific specialty machines that people think they have to have,
Mhm.
like a glute kickback machine. Like you don't need a $2,000 machine
Right.
to do a kickback.
Right.
Like these kinds of things that a lot of bodybuilders and fitness enthusiasts think that they need to build muscle.
Mhm.
Those are definitely overrated for sure. Underrated is just functional movements. I think body weight, kettlebell, dumbbell, barbell.
Yeah.
Body
I
weight,
mean, that's all you
yeah.
need. Yeah. There's a lot of
Some of
guys
the
that do
hardest.
calisthenics that are absolutely jacked
Yeah.
and super fit, like actually functional,
Yeah.
But so I think that's good for the trends. Number 5. What's one movement or exercise you think everybody should do regularly?
Burpees.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah.
I have mine.
I'm gonna say lunges.
Ooh.
Because, like, think about it. If you go to tie your shoe or pick up something from the ground,
And it's also
You gotta kneel
translate
down.
to stairs and stuff like that.
right, it translates to stairs and climbing and even walking. It's better for your balance, unilateral.
Yep.
And, like, if you do it one-sided, you can get your core in there. So I'm going to go lunges.
I'm just gonna say hinging.
So deadlifting
Like a
of
deadlift,
some sort.
Yeah.
of deadlift.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
hinge at the hip exercise.
RDL,
Bending,
deadlifts.
bending over properly.
Yeah,
Or even a
Good
kettlebell
morning.
swing.
Hinging what?
Kettlebell swing would be a hinge.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Kettlebell swing. Yep.
So there, I guess that's kind of an umbrella. But
Yep.
That's what I would say.
That's a good one too.
I really think burpees because, like you always say, I hope I didn't take yours, but as you age, like if you fall on the ground, you really do need to be able to get back up. That is one of the most important things that I think, and it works everything. You get some core in it. You get
Upper body.
yeah, it's a tough.
It's like
one,
a
but it's-
plyometric.
Yeah.
It's good. Great for
I agree with
get
you, but that might be a hot
you get
take.
cardio in there.
Yeah.
No, not very many people like burpees.
Yeah.
I agree with you
well,
though.
Yeah.
I didn't say you have to like it.
Yeah.
But I think
It is a
it's
great
beneficial.
exercise.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
I
something
mean,
that's so
And-
I think if you could still do some form of a burpee where you get on the ground and get back up at 80 years old, then you're killing it and you are
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
doing well
Yep,
in
we
life.
do bodybuilders and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yeah, there's different variations of it.
I was gonna say the squat. I mean,
That was
I
my
figured you were
first.
gonna say that.
yep. So the squat, you can do body weight with a kettlebell, dumbbell, barbell, any variation you want. But if you think about, like right now, when we're done with this, we are going to perform a squat to stand up from our
Mhm.
chair. When you get in and out of your car, any chair or couch that you're sitting at, when you're at your desk, like you literally do multiple squats every single day. And once you're no longer able to, when you don't have the strength, is when you need assistance,
Yeah.
such as a cane, a walker, a wheelchair, power
Mhm.
chair. How many people do you see going through Walmart with the power chairs or
Mhm.
something like that because they just don't have the ability to actually walk and get up on their own very well? That is definitely something that you have to have. If you squat down to, people working outside, for example, gardening, that kind of ties into the lunge too.
Yeah.
But anytime you kneel down, squat down, to do anything, you've got to stand back up.
Mhm.
So the squat for me is probably the number one thing. I could definitely get on board with the lunge too. All of them
Yeah.
are really good. All of them.
We all
are-
chose leg exercises essentially.
Yeah.
All right. Next topic. What's the simplest nutrition tip that works for most people?
Trying to eat 70% at least of just whole foods.
Okay.
So, like when you're shopping at the grocery store, thinking about spending 70 to 80% of your grocery cart being like the perimeter, and then the other 10, 20, whatever percent
Yep.
being the aisles.
Whatever else.
Because not all like processed foods are bad.
Right.
But if you can think about trying 70% to eat whole foods, I think that's everyone can do that.
I'm gonna say getting a healthy, high protein breakfast, and that's simple just because it's one meal. It's the first meal of the day,
Yeah.
and I would say that works for most people just because if you start your day off on a good note, you're more likely to make more good decisions throughout the day. Versus if you're rushing around and you don't get a breakfast in, you're more likely to overeat or have something quick later
Because you're starving.
because you're starving and you're probably stressed out a little bit. So that would be my simplest nutrition tip. And then if you can get a good amount of like protein, fruits and veggies, like the shake that I made this morning, the smoothie, like a bunch of fruits and veggies in there. Yep, it's gone. I drank all of it. And a scoop of protein, 15 grams of protein from the yogurt that I put in there, almond milk, fruit, veggies, and just blend that up. And it's easy to make. I mean, you can take it to the office really easy. You can take it on the go. So having a go-to healthy, high-protein breakfast is the biggest tip that I would say.
Mm-hmm. It's good.
I was gonna go the protein route too. Just like focusing, it's pretty easy for people to track their protein. So like focusing on having your meals based off of like the main thing is protein at each meal, and then hitting your protein goal, which is usually your body weight, or I think it's 0.8 grams per pound of body weight.
This is
For
good.
protein.
4 pounds of ideal body weight too.
What's that?
4 pounds of ideal body weight.
Oh, yes. So your goal body weight, like if you're trying to lose weight.
Yeah. So say if you're trying to lose over 20, 30 pounds
Yeah.
is your ultimate goal, then you're
Don't eat your current. Eat what you're trying to be.
Right. Yeah.
In grams.
So if you're 170, good recommendation could be 150 to 180.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somewhere in
Somewhere
that
in
range.
there.
Yeah.
0.8 to 1.2. But for me, man, you guys
You got the short end of
got
the
some
stick
good
because you're always
ones.
going last.
Yeah. So I was also originally thinking just trying to eat more whole foods. And I would say even if you're eating whole foods at least 50% of the time, like 70 is great. But if half of the food that you ate or more was at least healthy whole foods, and I would just say anything without a label on it.
Yeah.
Think about any fruit, any veggie, any meat. It doesn't really have a nutritional label on there with ingredients. It's one ingredient.
Right.
So the more single ingredient foods you can eat, the better. in my opinion. So, and then protein would also be right up there. I think my number one hack is those super shakes. Like, I don't know why more people don't do that, because a lot of us are on the go, not like super busy, running out the door in the morning. We probably have kids that got to take to school, etc. Like, literally takes 5 minutes. I do it every single morning for probably 5 years. I kind of got you guys on this, but you take your Ninja, throw your ice in there, your almond milk, protein powder. I use vanilla, blueberries, walnuts, oats. I use greens, or you can do spinach. Blend it up, boom, on the go. Tastes phenomenal. Actually, just got one of our members some vanilla and strawberry from Prestige. And he comes in, he's like, "Oh my god, that protein is delicious."
You combine them?
No, but he said he did vanilla with almond milk and like blueberries or strawberries, and then he does the strawberry flavored with a banana.
Strawberry
And
banana,
almond milk, and it's strawberry banana. He said it's phenomenal. I think the super shake is just, and that ties into the protein, getting a healthy breakfast, getting your veggies in, whole foods. It's all really good. So just killing it.
Just a
super
win.
shakes.
Yeah.
Underrated. Super shakes. I'm gonna start a super shake trend.
Yeah.
All right. What's your go-to easy healthy meal or snack? I'm gonna go with super shake. That's my go-to meal snack. Super shakes.
For me, I'd get like a rotisserie chicken and like whip up a salad or something like that, or like make like a bowl, or you could do the rotisserie chicken with veggies and rice. The minute rice is super easy, and
Uncle Ben's 90-second.
Right, and then
it is really
like some microwave veggies or whatever veggies are in there. Like just make a really quick bowl with that. It's super easy.
What about a snack? What's your go-to snack?
I like snacks.
You like them, or
I do like snacks.
Me too.
It really depends. I go through phases. I've been feeling popcorn lately.
Oh.
It's like, it's a little healthier. It's not like amazing, but it's pretty good.
That's like, I mean, that's your treat.
Or jerky. I do like jerky and baby carrots.
There you go. Okay, cool. Good. Lauren.
Mine, it's maybe not like the healthiest, but
It should
it's not
be
bad.
relatively healthy.
It's not bad.
This is tips for
But-
people.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna be real with you guys. PB&J sandwich.
Oh yeah, I have one every single day.
Yeah.
That's my treat.
But yours is a treat.
Great
Mine's
advice.
more like, I'm doing pretty good today.
Yeah.
I got PB&J in me.
That's my treat.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That's your
Lauren
bum fuel.
not giving nutrition advice. Okay, guys.
For the average person, what would be a
Actually,
good-
that would probably be a pretty good.
It's not bad.
That's like better than
Hey,
going
if it's
to
on,
any
if
fast
it's
food
on
restaurant.
sourdough bread,
Yeah, there you go. Sourdough bread.
It's on Killer Dave's whole wheat,
Oh, okay,
Bread.
that's pretty good.
and it's
let's
Jif,
look at the ingredient list on this.
Jif
The
peanut
natural.
butter, and Smuckers.
You should at least. So one thing I recommend, if you're gonna have jam,
Natural
you
peanut
can make
butter.
it homemade with chia seeds, frozen fruit, and lemon juice, and like a stevia if you wanted to, or like honey
Okay.
or something. Like you can just like mash it up in a saucepan, make it home.
Or better yet, you should try this. You'll love it. Instead of jam or jelly, dice up a banana onto the other side, and then put a little bit of honey on it.
Yeah, I used to do that.
Phenomenal.
I used to do that.
Banana, peanut butter, honey.
I do that on my bagel instead.
Yeah. All right, Caitlin, what do you got?
Well, am I doing a meal or a snack?
You can do both if you're quick.
Okay. I would argue that making eggs in the morning, scrambled eggs, is very fast.
Yeah.
Like, people look at that and get intimidated by, like, making eggs for breakfast. And, like, I make eggs for me, Corey, and Wyatt every single morning. And it takes me, like, I do the eggs and toast and some fruit.
Yeah.
It's 10 minutes. Like, I don't give myself much time, and it's always ready.
Easy peasy.
Snacks, I kind of go through phases, but I really like yogurt with fruit and a little bit of granola, or like an apple with peanut butter, natural peanut butter, not Jif. And
There's
and
Jif
then-
Natural.
yeah,
Jif
but
has
I'm
that.
not,
Still not
it's
as good.
not-
I have it too. Don't
I
worry.
I mean, you're doing fine, but I use a that's just peanuts. Anyways, Or so if I have an apple and peanut butter, I will sometimes have like some cottage cheese on the side or something, like some more protein.
Yep.
Instead of just from the peanut butter.
As far as a snack for me, because I did my meal, my super shakes, my meal, breakfast. Snack, RX bar, a banana, or an RX bar and an apple.
I do a lot of bars.
That's I have an RX bar and a banana every single
So
day.
you eat like the same thing every day.
I also have my go-to meal is eggs
Mhm.
and chicken sausage or turkey sausage with. I do tater tots just to get more carbs. I wouldn't recommend it. Definitely not good.
Sounds delicious.
It is delicious. And same as you said though, it's less than 10 minutes.
Yeah, it's
I got my. And I do toast eggs and sausage.
Mhm.
And then you could swap out your tots for a fruit.
Yeah.
That'd probably be recommended. I just want to get so many carbs in that I do that. So, moving on. What's a bad food you actually think can be part of a healthy diet?
Cereal.
Any bad food can be part of a healthy
Any
diet.
bad food can be.
It's just
part
the
of it.
amount.
It's the amount.
It's the amount. It's I mean, yeah, like you eat. You eat.
Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
That's it.
No, I literally eat cereal like just about every day.
I just got some cereal.
Delicious.
It's like my end of the day treat,
Mm.
and I mean, I ate it even like when I was trying to lose the baby weight from Wyatt, and I did, and you know that never stopped me from reaching my goals. The one bowl of cereal.
Yeah,
it's.
I would say for anybody watching, here's a really great rule of thumb. If you can calculate about how many calories you eat in a day, which it's not going to be 100% accurate,
Yes.
but if you can get an estimate, and let's say you're eating 1,600 calories a day, take 10% of that, you get 160 calories, you can eat whatever the heck you want. That would be my tip on that,
Yeah, and
because
I think,
you're not going overboard,
right.
but you can enjoy whatever you want.
Yeah, and for
That's
me,
about like
allowing
that
myself
much
to have
cereal.
that cereal every night keeps me from like craving a bunch of crap.
Yeah.
Because I'm getting like I feel like I'm having like a treat every single night, and so I'm not like I go to a family function and I'm not feeling like I have to overindulge in all the desserts and that because I'm not like what's the word?
Like
You're not restrictive.
Yes, I'm not
yeah.
restricting myself on a regular basis.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
I am gonna go with pizza
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
because one, you can make pizza, but it healthier versions of it.
Sourdough crust.
Sourdough crust, yeah. Or you could use like a flatbread from the store, or even just like a tortilla or something, and make it at home. That's gonna be healthier. But even if you go out and get a pizza, it can still be part of a healthy diet. You can get vegetables on it, so you get a
can
little
have
bit.
Side salad.
You can
with
have a
it.
side salad with it.
That's
So
what I
if you
do.
like balance it out, then obviously anything can be part of a healthy diet as long as it's not like the whole pizza.
Yes.
I like it. Yeah.
We can go to the next one.
Okay. Time crunch.
Yeah. What is it?
Oh, I thought you were reading it. What's something
Yeah.
you used to believe about nutrition that you changed your mind on?
Carbs. Like
Yeah.
like too much carbs. There is such thing as too much carbs. Like too much carbs is bad. If you want to get lean, like cut down your carbs. And I actually did that for a long time. Like when I was trying to stay really lean, and then when I started working out here and I started to get like a little competitive with CrossFit, and then I started training for a marathon, I realized how pretty important carbs are for that. Like after, like I felt like crap
Yeah.
for 4 months, and so yeah, now I enjoy. Let's just say I enjoy my carbs.
Yeah, cereal.
Yes.
PBJs.
Yes, I enjoy my
Bagels.
carbs because I know they're fuel.
What about you guys?
What I changed my
I'm struggling to think of something that I used to
I
believe.
think I used to think that I had to track my food
Yes. Okay.
consistently to like see results and
Yeah.
to stay like fit.
Yep.
And I really proved that that's not necessarily true. Like, I did so after I had Wyatt, I tracked my food for like 2 weeks just to kind of like see where I was at and to be more aware of like, okay, what foods have way too much fat or way too many carbs or am I way overeating in carbs or fat, or am I undereating in protein? But I think you can like just kind of intuitively eat when you just more so pay attention to like ingredients in things versus how many fats and carbs are in, and more so paying attention to like the sugars in foods.
Added sugars.
Added sugars, like that really changed my. But I mean, yeah, I haven't tracked in a long time and have been happy with the way things have gone.
Yes.
So
I'll say that I used to believe nutrition had to be like more expensive or like more like a long process for meal prepping, like this whole, I don't know. Just I used to think that it had to be more complex than it actually was, but it can actually be very simple and easy. After working more and then having more responsibilities, it's like you need to find quick, healthy, easy things to do, and that nutrition doesn't need to be this super complicated process of cooking and prepping and all that.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. That would probably be my one thing.
Like it doesn't have to be perfect, like 100%.
Yeah,
it can be like 85 to 90% pretty good stuff. Even if it's not the most ideal, it's still faster. Sometimes it's better.
Yeah, my whole philosophy literally on nutrition is eat as healthy as you can in as simple form. Like I want something that's super easy, super simple, fast to make. That's gonna get my nutrition. That's healthy.
Yeah.
Even if it's not 100% the healthiest way to do it. If you could tell people one lie the diet industry sells, what would it be? Bethany
weight loss
go
drugs.
on and on about this one. There you go. That's a good one.
I mean, that is it. Yeah. Any type of like fat loss supplement or stuff like that. Yeah. Which I mean, like it works, and I guess it's not technically a lie because it does help you lose weight, but they don't tell you all the other things with it. Yeah. Or like we don't exactly know what they're putting in there.
Yeah.
And stuff. I don't know. I've seen some like weird videos on it, which I don't know if it's accurate or not, but that's what I'd say. It's just like it's not just like easy one-time thing. Like you've got to, even if you do the shot and you lose weight, there's still stuff you're gonna have to do the rest of your life to keep the weight off.
Right.
For good.
Yes.
I think I'm kind of on a cereal kick now, so that Cheerios are heart healthy. Like, I think that's pretty.
Yeah.
That's a really good one.
Yeah, because there's not really much nutritional value to them.
Actually, if you look at
Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah.
their like the vitamins and mineral component,
Yeah.
they do have like 100% of 8 or 9 of your vitamin needs for the day.
Okay. What if I get like the flavored ones?
No, then they have a bunch of added sugar. But if you get the plain Cheerios, it's like not that bad.
But it still
But
is not
they
good
advertise it
breakfast.
that you eat Cheerios and you get better cholesterol.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
better heart health.
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily agree with that. And there's better routes to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole cereal thing in general is
It's
like
not a breakfast.
start your day with sugar.
Cereal
Yeah,
is
that's
not
why it's
breakfast.
like my end of
Dessert.
the day.
Protein.
dessert.
Start with protein.
Yeah, eat eggs. Don't
Yeah.
quit the
Or
cereal.
your
If you want to look like
Super
me,
shake, yeah.
eat Cheerios.
You want to look like
Do
Dolores.
not
just kidding.
disclose that.
I'm just kidding. Cut
Yeah.
that.
I would say all this packaging and labeling around like these healthy foods like keto friendly, low carb, all that
Yeah.
Keto
crap.
brownies.
When then you look at the back and it's got added sugars and processed, it's highly processed. Like you can't trust the labels. Let's just put it that way. Do not trust what the packaging said because they are marketing to you as a healthy. You need to read the nutrition facts. When they put, what do they do? Like keto friendly on like meats and stuff. It's like, no kidding.
It's meat.
Yeah.
It's freaking meat.
That's
It's
funny.
literally protein.
Gluten free.
Gluten free. That's what it is. It's
That was
gluten
what I was
free
gonna
everything.
say.
It's gluten free everything.
I was gonna say gluten free because people think
On
they're
stuff
eating
that
healthy,
will not have gluten regardless, but it's advertised gluten free.
or even people think they're eating healthier by
Yeah.
eating gluten free, and it's like
When you have no allergen to gluten.
Yeah, you can eat
You don't have
gluten. Like
celiac
it's not
disease.
gonna affect you, and there's probably loads
Uh,
of sugar and other crap to make it taste good.
All right, we're gonna have to hustle. We got 5 minutes.
Let's do
What's Oh, we're gonna try to get a
Rapid
couple of
fire?
these real quick.
Yeah.
Want to just do the rapid fire?
No,
I do.
Let's do a couple of.
Okay, we'll do a couple.
Okay.
What's one habit or routine you swear by to stay healthy?
Working out consistently.
Working
out.
Sleep. Quality sleep.
Oh, that's a good one. Sorry, I was not ready
Um,
for that.
getting in lots of fruits and vegetables.
I'm gonna go a little different route here. Plan out your day so that you can actually do this stuff.
Yeah.
The sleep, the workouts, the eating. You need to plan your day. That's a habit of mine. That's worked really well. What's your favorite way to de-stress?
Going for a walk outside.
Sit in silence. No distractions.
Yeah.
That's good.
Playing some music and vibing, dancing around a little bit maybe.
I'm gonna say lifting heavy freaking weights,
Nice.
slamming them around.
Nice.
That has been my go-to de-stressor for my whole life. Well, half of my life.
Playing with my cat.
Yeah. What's something people wouldn't expect about your own fitness journey?
Everyone thinks that I've been in shape my whole life, which is like not true at all.
You probably.
Yeah.
Like people don't believe
I would
that
say the
like
same thing.
I was the fattest middle schooler you would ever see. Not okay.
Whoa there. That's a pretty.
No, I'm not kidding. Like nobody believes it though. Like everyone thinks, oh, you're just blessed. You got good genetics, and it's like, no, I've actually worked. I mean, I'm pregnant right now, but I've actually worked really hard to like be in shape and be fit.
I'd probably be similar to that. Of like, even though I was in sports and everything in high school, I wasn't in that great of shape. Like body composition.
I wish I would have been. Wow.
I have two things I can think of.
Yeah.
You already said
I don't
it.
know.
I'm good. Yeah.
I'm tough. I don't know.
For me, I would say
Go for it.
I started out the same way. I was super skinny.
Yeah.
So like people think I was probably like built or whatever, but I was really, really skinny. I had no muscle. That's why I started working out in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is people probably wouldn't expect that for like the first 8 years of my fitness journey, and I still to this day, like I eat blizzards and junk food and I
that
drink
too.
beer and stuff. Like probably for 8 years of my life, I drank every single weekend. You know,
Yeah,
from
people probably
when
think you don't eat a bunch of PB&Js.
That's true.
so yeah,
Or just
and
also
like
party
people
on the
think
weekends.
that we're just like
Yeah.
eat super clean, work out all the time, don't drink all that kind of stuff. Like no,
Yeah.
like I go out a lot. Like I used to go out a lot and
We
eat
enjoy
whatever I
life.
want. Like I
That's
just
true. That's a good one.
work out,
Think of
eat
that.
healthy most of the time,
Yes.
and you're good.
Mm-hmm. Rapid fire.
Let's see. Yeah,
It's the rapid fire.
let's do the
So
rapid
we
fire.
can
All
all
right.
answer at the same time.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Weights.
Depends on the day.
Really
God.
weird.
If you had to pick one or the other
Rapid
for the rest of your
fire.
life.
Weights.
Yeah.
Coffee or pre-workout?
Coffee.
Coffee.
Pre-workout. Early morning workout or late night
Early
sessions?
morning.
Early.
Early.
Early. Squats or deadlifts?
Squats.
Deadlifts.
For sure.
I'm gonna say squats now. I used to love deadlifts more
Because
before
you're
my
back.
back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stretching, love it or hate it?
Love it.
When I'm doing it, I love it, but I sometimes just don't want to do it, so I sometimes hate it.
Yeah, I would say I struggle to do it often, but it does feel good. One gym pet peeve.
People grunting, like excessively.
I got mine.
I know where you go.
People leave their freaking weights
Yep.
out.
Oh yeah.
You're there to lift weights, and you can't lift it up to put it back.
When I'm in the
That's
middle of
nuts.
a Metcon and someone tries to have a conversation with me.
Yeah.
That's a
Oh,
good one.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you see that I'm busy right now?
That's, yeah, I'll give you that. I'll say that one too.
That's my pet peeve.
That one's yours too.
Yeah.
Favorite fitness quote or motto?
You
Yeah,
don't
buddy.
have to work out. You don't have to work out. You get to work out.
Yeah, buddy.
Come on, you gotta.
Oh, that's it.
Roddy Coleman, baby.
Yeah. 1% better every day.
Ooh, that's
Taylor Hutchinson.
Hard work pays off.
Hard work pays off. Mine is the pain you feel today will become the strength you feel tomorrow.
Is that the one that's tattooed?
It's tattooed on my back. That's why I like it.
Oh.
I was gonna say,
I
oh
hope
my
you
god,
like
that's
it.
the one.
It's tattooed on you.
Hopefully you do.
All right. Last question. Oh, thank you guys for answering all those questions. I had to thank you guys. What is one lesson you've learned from a client that stuck with you? That's my last question.
Gosh, so much.
Oh boy.
This is a long question.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shouldn't have asked that.
There was like when I first started, I started out with like some too hard of workouts with some clients, and then they got really sore, and like, it's a little discouraging when you put them through a really hard workout when they first start.
Mm-hmm.
Luckily, they stuck with it, and I learned from it. So that was one thing that I learned is
Meet them where they're at.
yeah, start with something really easy and just build up.
I think I've learned that a lot of times it's not really necessarily the workout that they're struggling with, but it's something else outside of the gym that they're going through that's making it hard for them to be consistent here.
Yep.
More of like the mindset coaching that Bethany's doing now. I think I've learned that like you've really got to get to the root of what's going on behind the scenes, and then they're better able to make changes in the gym.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Just like the people that make it work, no matter how busy they are, and like what they got going on, like they make it, they do something, like they stay consistent, and that's like a big lesson of like they got all this stuff on their plate and they're still coming in and doing it, so just it's a good lesson. Of, like, yeah, you can make it work.
Doesn't have to be perfect, but
Yeah, I would say along those lines, and that they are capable of a lot more than they think. Like they prove themselves wrong time and time again.
Mm-hmm.
And so I've learned after training so many people that so many people can actually achieve more than what they thought possible. And that's kind of a part of our job is we believe in them until they believe in themselves. Like Mickey's a great example I can think of. We're going to have him on next week as a guest, but like he says, I'm the strongest and fittest I've been in my whole life. And he's 50 years old, and he was in the military for like 12 years. And it's like to be the fittest you've ever been at 51 awesome. Years old is insane. And he broke all those beliefs, basically. Like, people believe that you can't get fitter as you get older. You can only maintain. Well, you can get fitter for sure. But, cool. All right, that wraps it up. Thanks for listening. Hopefully that was beneficial and enjoyable. I had fun. We'll have to do more of these in the future. We'll see you in the next one. Stay healthy and make sure you like and subscribe. Later.